Hi there, I'm Barry Staver.
Hi, I'm Joe Farace. Welcome to our new studio. We're here in beautiful downtown Parker, Colorado in Discovery Park. And we're happy to be here. And hey, Barry, what do you think of this new place?
Well, Joe, it's more than I've got in my little tiny studio at home, and it's awesome. It's got everything you'd want to come in and make a video production.
I love it. And
Yeah.
the people here are so nice.
They were very helpful to get us what we needed.
What more could you ask for?
Fresh coffee, but they don't
that
have
would
that
be
at the
nice.
library.
That would be nice. Okay, so for our podcast, for the podcasty part of the podcast, we're going to be in three parts.
All right.
First part is about what have we been doing lately photographically. For instance, like what have you been doing lately photographically?
All right.
What have you? That's a question.
Well, it is a question.
Yeah.
Well, my last cool photo gig was a gala event, one of those silent auctions, the live auctions for a very worthwhile nonprofit that does great work with people.
So you were shooting candids and stuff?
Oh, it was
or like pose pictures?
Oh, no, all candids. You get there early, you scope out the room, you find the AV people, you get them to put the lighting where it's going to be for the program. As photographers, you always want more lighting, and you can guess what everybody else wants. They want low dinner lighting in the big ballroom. Mm-hmm. And then you get speakers who are not used to speaking in front of an audience and lights, and they're going, "Oh, it's too bright. Turn down the light so I can see what I'm reading." And then you have to jack your ISO to 2500, 3200 to get a decent shot.
Oh, yeah, but these new cameras are just not very noisy anymore.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm speaking out of school, but the one I use is not famous for doing well in really low light, but
we'll
it does
talk about,
okay.
Well, we'll talk about that kind of stuff. I haven't been doing anything in the last week, so I'm like boring as heck.
Okay.
But I'm glad that you did some cool stuff, and in the future we're going to get into more nitty gritty and more detail, like with the
nice.
cameras and that you used and all
Okay.
that kind of stuff on whatever projects. I'm never doing that exciting. I'm taking pictures of stuff for the fun of it. And the second part of our podcast is going to be where we bring in our favorite piece of equipment.
Oh, yeah.
So you bring in your favorite camera, your favorite lens,
So
like whatever your favorite
sometimes
is.
this is, I hate to admit this, but it has been my favorite camera sometimes.
Oh.
Because it's the best camera that I've had with me.
Now
and
I'm
it's
going to make a
lighter to
face
carry.
because I really hate that idea.
Well, I do too, but I mean, this thing has replaced professional photographers. Let's be honest.
I hate the thought
and
of that.
it's taken away video business too. But for just some fun out and about shooting, it's fine.
I'll take pictures of stuff at Home Depot that I'm thinking about buying, but that's as far as maybe the grocery store too.
Okay.
Okay, so what I like to do also in this section is talk about film and shooting film. Now, do you have any film cameras?
I have two wooden pinhole cameras, and that's all I have.
You don't
in
have
film.
any real
No
cameras.
real film
But
cameras.
yet, back in your day, when you were shooting for people for 20 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
20 years? You shot everything on film, right?
Oh, it was totally.
There was no digital back when you were shooting for them.
None whatsoever.
I think it'd be a great idea for this segment of the podcast is to talk about some of your experiences with certain shoots, and maybe we can show people the picture. You're making faces.
No, it's a nice smile because that'll be a nice recollection.
Yeah,
That'll be fun to
So
pull
I
some
think
out.
that'd be, and I'll talk about the film photography I'm doing now. So we can look at film photography then and now because it's very different the way it was. Here you're working with one of the legendary photo labs in the world, the Time Life Labs, and I'm working with whatever you got to do around here anymore. So it could be different. The third part will be easy. It's kind of like our old podcast. And our old podcast was we got questions from readers.
Yeah, those were cool.
So now that we'll be on YouTube, people can ask us questions in the comments starting right now. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask Barry and myself about what we do, anything specific about things you'd like to do, basically we'll pick like 2 or 3 questions and kind of hammer them through and
All right.
answer what people have to ask us.
That sounds
And that's
great.
kind of the whole podcast. That's hopefully it'll fill up enough space that the people will find it enjoyable and maybe learn something at the same time.
Like us, please. We're doing our best to
And-
make it a fun, entertaining, and educational project.
Oh man, that is so true.
Yeah.
So hey, thanks, and we'll see you in the next real podcast.
Adios.
Is that good enough?
I think so.
Well, see, that was perfect.